I'm going to teach you how to make a bow tie for your Baby Yoda doll.
What's going on here?
I'm making a video.
What kind of video?
I'm teaching them how to make bow ties.
Oh, I look really good in a bow tie.
Yes, you do.
Wait, but it's my YouTube channel. You don't belong here.
Yes, but you can share. Sharing is caring.
What? I don't share because I don't care. When's the last time you saw me share anything?
Okay, well, how about just this once?
Uh-huh.
You let me teach your friends out there.
My friends out there?
Yes, out there.
Okay.
How to make bow ties for their little friends.
But nobody wants to watch you. You're just another boring old human.
How about you help me teach them how to make it?
Me help you? That might actually work. If I help, it doesn't matter that you're a stupid human. Let's do it.
Perfect. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
No, we're not a team. I'm the boss.
Okay.
Give me a high five and let's get this show started.
Don't know why to high five to that, but okay. So the first thing you're gonna need is your piece of fabric. This is just a square out of any, I usually use broadcloth, but you can honestly make this out of any material. Broadcloth is the easiest to work with for this, I find. And this square will be about 8.5 inches by 6 inches. So now you're gonna take your square and you're going to fold it in half lengthwise like a hot dog.
Did someone say hot dog?
No, Kiwi, this isn't hot dog, it's fabric.
Oh, man.
So now that you have your folded hot dog or fabric piece, you could go straight to the machine and just straight stitch this down, but you also have the option, if you'd prefer, pin it before you sew it. I don't do that because I feel that it stays really well. And honestly, this gets hidden within the bow tie, gets so hidden that it's really irrelevant what that stitch looks like. So now we're just gonna do a straight stitch, and if you don't know how to sew, you're just gonna do a back stitch once or twice, and then just go straight all the way down. I don't know if you can hear me while I'm doing this, so I will not talk very much. Do another back stitch, come up. The cutter on my machine is broken, so I have to cut with my snippers. So now that you've sewn it together, it should look like this. These edges do not have to be perfect by any means because they're gonna get completely hidden. Now, see what I mean why I said it doesn't have to be perfect? We're gonna flip it inside out. Actually the right way because it's inside out right now. There we go. Now that you've flipped it, we're going to lay it flat, making sure that this seam is in the middle of the fabric. The next step, we're going to flip it down so the seam side is on the table, and we're going to fold the piece in half, bring end to end. This is what it should look like. Then we're going to go over to our machine and we're going to do a straight stitch right along the top to connect the two pieces. Now that you sew it together, it should look like this. And I would suggest cutting that extra bit off right there. Kiwi wants to cut it. Are you sure you're good with scissors?
I'm a professional.
Okay. Okay, now you see how this line is here? We're gonna flip it inside out so that line is on the inside. See how it's all nice and smooth now? So now we're gonna look for the vertical line, so this line right here. And this is where we're going to call our middle. So now we have this line in the middle. You're going to take where this line is. This is gonna be the back of your bow tie. And you're going to go fold in, and you can hold it in the middle and see how it looks like a bow tie. Once you're happy with your little bow tie shape between your fingers, you are going to then hand sew. Grab your needle and I'm trying to show this, I'll flip it. You're gonna go through all 3 layers. See that? All 3 layers. Needle up, all 3 layers down. So you're just gonna go a few times just to hold this in place. Then we're gonna lock the stitch. So how you lock the stitch, see if we'll zoom in right here. You will just go through the fabric. So if you can see, there's a little loop-de-loop of thread. I hope it's showing up in the camera, yeah? You're going to take your needle through the loop-de-loop and pull. That should lock that in. Now the fun part, we're going to take our thread and we're going to just wrap it around the middle of the bow. See how it's looking more like a bow tie? So once you're happy with how it looks, you are going to take your needle that's at the end of that thread. You're gonna lock it again. Remember, through the fabric and in through the little loop-de-loop. Now I know what you're probably thinking. This looks like garbage, but that's because it's not done. So the next step we're gonna do is measure the elastic that's gonna go around the Yoda's neck, because that's how it's gonna stay on. So now we're gonna get to your elastic. I personally use 1/4 inch thick elastic for this. You can use thicker, you can use thinner, but 1/4 inch thick works best for me. I find when you're putting the Velcro on, it really sticks to it. Too thin, you can't get the Velcro to stick, which makes the bow tie hard to keep in place. And too thick, it just looks too bulky. Hopefully you don't have a tangled mess like this to deal with. And a new hairstyle, do you like it? Ha! Found the end. All right, so I'm gonna show you the size that I'm using for Kiwi's bow tie right now, but to be perfectly honest, it definitely depends on the outfit the Yoda's wearing because the measurements will be different. So you're gonna put your finger on the end of the elastic at the very front. You're gonna go around the neck with the elastic till it meets up. And once you get to the front and they meet up, we're actually going to want this to overlap. I honestly take a lot extra because the more space you have, the more Velcro you can put, which means the more adjustable this will be. And snip. While you're cutting, you might as well cut this one extra piece. It's gonna be for the front of the bow tie to hold it all together. I usually just ballpark it because it's just a tiny little piece. But if you wanna be technical about it, I'd say about 2 inches wide. So that's around what this is. See? Ta-da! We're doing the same, folding it like a hot dog lengthwise, just like we did with the main piece. And we're going to sew that together. Now you're gonna sew all the way down, but honestly, it does not matter. You're not even gonna use this whole piece. Again, you don't have to be super accurate because this piece is gonna be hidden. So now that piece should look something like this. Again, who cares how ugly this is? It's gonna be completely hidden, so don't worry yourself with that. So now we're gonna do the same thing we did before. We want this seam to be in the middle. So we're going to flatten it out and the seam is in the middle. So you're gonna take your elastic, you're gonna take your bow tie, and you're gonna place your bow tie in what you think is around the middle of the elastic. You can just ballpark that. Now you're going to take your middle fabric and we're gonna go seam down and we're going to wrap this around the bow tie. Oh, you can't see. Wrap it around the bow tie. You can snip off extra at the back if you think it's necessary. I think there's a teensy bit extra that I'd like, so I'll cut that off. And you're going to fold it under. It'll give it a much nicer line. So you fold it under. It's a little hard to do, but you'll get the hang of it. So this is what it should look like. I hope my camera's focusing. I can't really tell. So it's folded under, and you're holding the elastic in place with this. Now nothing's holding it, it's just your fingers for now, so be very careful. You're going to take your sewing needle and we're going to hand sew this down. So to begin hand sewing, we're going to do that same lock I taught you earlier, and you're just gonna keep hand sewing all the way across until this is sewn up. Now we have our almost completed bow tie. All it needs now is something to keep it secure around your Yoda's neck. And Velcro is how we're gonna do that. The size does not matter whatsoever. The only thing that will change with your size is how adjustable your bow tie is. So if you know that you're gonna keep your Yoda wearing the same outfit, you can just use a very small amount of Velcro. But if you do wanna wear like maybe fur collar one day and then no collar another day, or you want some variants, then I would use a larger piece of Velcro because then it'll fit the fur collar, but it'll also fit him when there's no collar on and it won't be super baggy. So you're going to take your Velcro, pull it apart, and you're going to take your bow tie. You're going to take the flat piece of the Velcro, nothing on it, and you're going to just lay it right against, and you're just going to sew it down. You can use any stitch you like for this. I personally use a zigzag stitch for this. I'm going to go on the back stitch, and we're going to go all the way down. So now once again we have this elastic with the extra Velcro on the end, and we're going to just trim away the extra Velcro. Gonna snip the other side. And we're done. Do you like it?
It's so Okay, but I think I'd like it more if he was wearing it.
Oh yeah, you can put it on. Kiwi's gonna model for you. Let's see.
Oh, I look great in a bow tie.
Yes, I think it looks great on you.
I know.